Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into the world of color preferences.
Right, looking at why we seem to like certain colors more than others globally.
Exactly. We've got surveys, research reports,
Mhm.
basically trying to understand the global palette.
And it's complex stuff. You've got culture, psychology, even demographics playing a role.
For sure. Super important for anyone in marketing design,
Yeah.
really. Understanding people.
And getting it wrong can cause, well, real misunderstandings across cultures.
Okay, so let's get straight into it. What's the big picture? Is there one color that consistently comes out on top?
There really is. Overwhelmingly, the data points to blue.
Blue. Okay.
Yeah, YouGov surveyed 10 countries, found blue was #1 everywhere. Joe Halleck's research backed that up too.
Wow, everywhere. Even specific shades.
Well, there was that G.F. Smith project, world's favorite color, and they landed on Mars green, which is actually a blue-green. So
Yeah.
still in that family.
Interesting. So why blue? What's the psychology there?
A lot of it seems to tie back to positive associations. Think calmness, safety, trust, reliability.
Like the sky. Or water, perhaps.
Exactly. That's the ecological valence theory idea. We like colors associated with things we feel positively about. Clear skies, clean water, generally good things.
And you see that reflected in branding, right?
Definitely. Tech companies, Facebook, Twitter, IBM, Finance Bank of America, PayPal, they leverage that feeling of security and trust.
Makes sense. Is there a gender split?
Slightly, men tend to favor blue a bit more intensely, maybe, but it's still the top pick for women, too. It's pretty universal.
And great for websites, I suppose. That calming effect.
Yeah, it helps build that initial trust.
Okay, so blue is king, but what else is popular? What comes next?
Well, green often ranks second, nature, growth, balance, health.
Sustainability, too, I guess. And maybe wealth.
Yeah, that green association with money, especially in finance. Then you've got red.
Passion, energy.
Right. Urgency, excitement, love, very attention-grabbing in advertising.
Okay. Any others consistently high?
Yet purple often polls well, especially with women. Think luxury, creativity, maybe elegance,
And yellow.
warmth, positivity, joy, sometimes creativity. It definitely stands out.
So blue is pretty stable at the top, but the others shuffle around a bit more.
That seems to be the pattern. The top few are often similar, but the exact order varies.
Now, this is where it gets tricky, right? The cultural meanings. They can be completely different.
Oh, absolutely. This is critical. What means one thing here can mean the opposite elsewhere.
Give us some examples.
Okay, take red. Love and passion in the West, sure. But in China, it's luck, happiness, good fortune. In parts of Africa, it can signify danger or mourning.
Wow, okay. What about white?
Purity. Weddings for many in the West. But in much of Asia, it's the color of mourning.
That's a big difference.
Huge. Green, which we link to nature, can symbolize infidelity in China and Indonesia sometimes.
No kidding. Keep going.
Yellow happiness for Americans, maybe. Envy in Germany. Mourning in Egypt and parts of Latin America.
Even blue. Our safe bet.
Even blue. While it's often trust in the West, it can be linked to immortality or spirituality in the East, and even mourning in Iran.
And black. Sophistication versus Lee.
Masculinity in Latin America, mourning in many cultures globally. Purple can be wealth in Japan, but mourning in Thailand.
So you really, really need to be careful with global campaigns.
Absolutely. You even see things like Pan-Arab or Pan-African colors representing shared identities. Climate might play a part too. Warmer colors may be preferred in sunnier places. Cultural sensitivity is just non-negotiable.
Okay, stepping back from culture for a second, what's the basic psychology? Warm versus cool colors.
Generally, yeah. Warm colors, reds, oranges, yellows tend to be stimulating. Think energy, excitement,
And cool colors, blues, greens, purples.
more calming, serene, peaceful. Though colors can have dual meanings, like blue can be calm but also sadness. Red can be excitement but also anger.
We mentioned the ecological balance theory.
Mhm.
Any others?
There's the cone contrast model looking at potential evolutionary drivers, like females maybe being better at spotting red fruits against green foliage. And of course, personal experiences matter hugely. Your own memories shape your feelings.
And preferences aren't fixed in time, are they? They change.
Definitely not. Trends shift across decades. Think about the pastels of the 50s, the vivid stuff in the 60s and 70s.
The neon 80s.
Exactly. Then more muted tones in the 90s, maybe millennial pink later on. Now we're seeing richer, more balanced palettes, perhaps. It's often cyclical.
And things like the Pantone color of the year influence that.
They certainly try to. It impacts fashion, design, consumer goods. Trends reflect the time, sociocultural shifts, technology, global events.
Okay, last piece, demographics, age and gender.
Yeah, there are some general tendencies noted in research. Men often show